Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Maya, and today we're on to our last tip for 7 tips to reaching your goals and your dreams. And this is awesome because this one is, I think, the most overlooked tip, and I think it's really going to help you out. So if you're ready, let's get started. Number 7 is evaluate and track your progress. And for me, it's every week and then again each month. So what worked well and what didn't work well. Don't beat yourself up about it. And get people around you that will support you no matter what. So for me, it's each week. And the key is take your 3 action steps. Under your goal and then your sub goal, there should be 3 action steps. And take your action steps and see if you're doing those each week. I mean, it's that simple, really. You can just, that's another good reason for your notebook. You're gonna take your notebook and you can cross it out, or you can cross it out on your calendar and just see if you're actually making those steps. And I think people get stressed out or overwhelmed because they aren't seeing progress. And there's no way to see progress unless you do track it. I used to tell a story about going into the gym and seeing the same people motivated and having, they're very motivated and they have good intentions, and they're going in the gym day in, day out and just working really hard. But, after months, after a year, they haven't made any progress. And you can tell that, they're frustrated, and you can see that there's no progress that they're making. And that's hard because I think they're really overlooking this step, and that is tracking your progress. Because how will you know what you need to change or adjust if you're not monitoring it? So an example, something that I'm doing, say for instance, is my 3 sub goals. One of my 3 sub goals is to put out 1 to 2 videos a week, to watch 2 other people that inspire me or motivate me so I can learn from them. And the 3rd one is to do self-care. And if I'm doing those 3 things each week, and then at the end of the month, if there's progress, because numbers don't lie, if there's progress with numbers or the amount of people that are talking to me, saying that it's helpful, then I would say that I'm on the right track. You have to be open enough to take feedback and know if you're on the right track. And I think that's very important as far as tracking your progress, is asking people that are actually, well, give you straight talk, but they'll also be encouraging, because nobody wants a Debbie Downer just kind of making you feel bad about it. There's a difference between encouraging someone onto their goal and just being critical. So things happen, whether you're actually doing your dream right now, you're doing your goal, or you're making your way to it. Things happen, and if you're like me, then you're working a full-time job, and I'm doing this as a hobby. So you may have a full-time job and there's limited time. You may have kids, you may have a relationship, you may be in school, and you just have to make time. And that's why your why and your motivation to your passion is so important, because if it's not genuine, then you won't stick to it. Be humble. This is kind of a caveat to the tip number 7. Be humble. I think a lot of times when things don't work out or they don't go so well, we try to get stronger, and kind of, this is something that I really encourage, and this is something that I really talk about to other people, and that is humility. And the reason why humility goes so far is because it allows you to be human, and it allows you to know that making mistakes is okay, and not being perfect is okay. So if things don't go so great one week, you get sick, or maybe you hear something negative, something didn't go so well, and talk about it. Don't be afraid to talk about it. So for instance, the last couple of videos, I had some big technical difficulties, and that was a bit frustrating to me, since I do tend to want to do things in excellence, and I want the message to be clear. So that was frustrating, but I know that I'm a beginner as far as doing those type of technical things, and even though I'm not a beginner in the field of, say, giving life skills, even though I've been in that field for 10 years, translating it onto a channel and working with technology, that can be something that you have to learn. So I think it's so important to just say, hey, after 4 hours of trying to work that out on my last video, and when I uploaded it, threw off the tracking. So the sound was off, and there was sound issues, and that was frustrating. But I just said, you know what, I'm just gonna put it up and let the chips fall. I'm gonna make sure that my next video is even better. And I'm grateful for people that are supportive and are just encouraging anyways, because they know I'm working hard and I want to put out good content. So they're just encouraging me to say, hey, that's okay, just on the next one, I know you're going to do great. And that's amazing, because I think that's what we need. I think encouragement and unconditional acceptance is like the breath of life. I think that's what spurs people on. So anyways, I'm grateful that you're being patient with me, and you just understand that getting through the glitches, and I appreciate your support. So action action step. The action step that I took to fix that, since, I feel like some of the beginning work was good and it was working good, and then it wasn't. So actually I was like, okay, I gotta evaluate and change something when I was evaluating my progress. So what I did was, okay, I'm gonna have to invest some money and buy a new program. So if anybody knows me, they know my favorite price is free, and I'm very thrifty. So I had to bite the bullet and just invest in a new editing software. And hopefully you can tell by this video that it's better. So I spent a little money, invested in myself, and sometimes that's what you need to make a return. Next is a great one. I love this one. It is visualizing yourself arriving at your goal or your dream. CEOs, business partners, people in the corporate world use to close deals. So let me tell you, because going through career counseling, I learned a couple things. The same techniques that we teach in counseling, visualization, because a lot of times we will get a goal and not be used to that thing. So when we actually get it, we don't know what to do with it. And so we lose it. Think about people who win the lottery and they're focused on getting the money, but they aren't focused on what they're going to do after they get the money, how they're going to feel, how they're going to react to other people, how they're going to invest it and keep themselves safe. There's no planning. And so in the business world, what they actually do is say, this is the result that I want. When this person comes in and we're making a deal with them, this is the result that I want to have to close the deal. And they actually go through the steps. And one of the keys is actually feeling what emotion feels like when you're actually doing that thing. So when you're actually reaching it, when you're actually closing the deal, you're actually shaking their hand and saying, thank you for doing business with us. We're closing this deal. What does that feel like? Because that's the feeling that you actually need to walk in the room with. And the reason why this tip is so powerful is because a lot of times people walk in the room with their anxiety and they walk in with stress. Like, I hope this is going to work out. I hope this is going to work. And the problem with that is you're projecting the wrong thing and you're actually visualizing it being, I hope, not, I can see it when I cross that line. So, business partners, walk in the room with that confidence. Like, this is how I want it to work out, but not just this is how I want it to. I actually know the feeling, and I'm walking in the room with that energy. And last, what does your reward system look like? So, a lot of people don't know, but most of us are wired for rewards. As kids, a lot of us are on reward systems, and it's the same thing as an adult. I think just because you're an adult doesn't mean that those reward systems should stop. So say that at the end of a week, you'll give yourself a little something, a little reward, whatever it is that you like, or at the end of the month, you'll treat yourself to something maybe a little bit bigger. And, get other people around you in on your reward so they can know how to encourage you and they can know how to support you. So, for instance, I have 2 friends, I think I mentioned before, that want to write books. And say that their goal is each week, I want to write a page or 2, a couple pages of my book, and by a month's time, I want to write a chapter a month. And so, if that goal is accomplished in the month's time, then, then I don't know, maybe you and your family go out and celebrate at a restaurant and make it just like they do at the birthday parties, and, they bring cake to your table. You can make it whatever you want, whatever it is that you like doing, something free, it could be anything. Just remember to reward yourself to keep that motivation up. Well, that's it for the series, really. That's tip number 7, and I hope you enjoyed that. I really hope that that was helpful to you. I really do, and I really hope that you are inspired to continue to do your goals, because just remember, nothing works unless you do, and you have to be consistent. You have to keep it up. You have to keep going. Even if things happen, consistency is absolutely the key in just getting yourself back on track. So I think if you're doing these things and you're staying motivated, then one thing won't throw you off track. You'll just kind of jump back on. Sometimes we have to push ourselves and do things that we don't want to do. But trust me, in the end, it is worth it. And I know you're definitely worth it. So continue to be creative and continue to pursue your goals and your dreams. If you're interested in anything like that, plant-based eating, then definitely subscribe below with the red subscribe button. I'd love to have you. And until next time, I'll see you. Bye.